Hello, 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 and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle happening every Thursday. And I'm Leslie Klein, and I'm so glad that you're here watching. So, welcome to the show. This is where we raise our vibration so that we can thrive both spiritually, consciously, and courageously. And you'll understand courageously in just a minute. So, today we're talking about big, bold, new beginnings. And, we're in a powerful celestial territory. This week, we've had the fire horse energy just 2 days ago with the new moon and the new Chinese New Year, and also a solar eclipse. We also have Saturn and Neptune meeting at 0 degrees Aries, which is significant, and I'll get into why. This is a week that feels like a cosmic ignition point, so strap in. So I am streaming live to both Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and you can watch the replay at any time, mostly from the YouTube channel. So I'm also uploading these episodes to Spotify. So if you like Spotify, catch all of these episodes there. So where are you watching from? I'd love to know. You can please comment where you're watching from and say hello in the chat, and let me know, where are you tuning in from? Share this also with someone who is ready for a breakthrough. So let's get into it. And I love to talk about the astrology because there's so much, cosmic energy happening, and it's good to know what those forces are so we can flow with those. And the big news is today, the sun went into the sign of Pisces, actually at 2:12 a.m. this morning, Eastern Standard Time. So the sun was in the sign of Aquarius. That started on February 19th. And now we're in the sign of Pisces. So happy birthday to all my Pisces friends out there. So when the sun moves into Pisces, we leave the mental air energy of Aquarius, and we enter the element of water, which is what Pisces is all about. The glyph that you see are the two fishes that are going opposite directions. This is the final sign of the zodiac, Pisces is, and it's the dissolving point before we have rebirth in the sign of Aries. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. So Pisces season is about intuition, compassion, spiritual awareness, emotional sensitivity, endings, and surrender. Also, heightened dreams and symbolism. So it softens the atmosphere, but also thins the veil between worlds, between the unseen spirit world and the world that we live in now. So let's talk about the collective energy and what that means. And before I get into that, let's say hello to Vicki Smith. Thank you for watching, Vicki. Great to see you. Love those purple stars. So the collective energy right now has to do, as far as the sun being in the sign of Pisces. And happy birthday to, actually, I think Vicki's birthday was in February 1st or 2nd or 3rd. So happy belated birthday, Vicki. So as far as collective energy, now that we're in the season of Pisces, expect stronger emotional reactions in the collective. Expect increased psychic sensitivity, both in yourselves and people around you, and also some confusion between the facts versus feelings, because feelings, Pisces is all about feeling energy. It's the water sign. It's a water sign. Also, heightened creativity, desire to escape or withdraw. Those are all some of the qualities of this Pisces season. So that's all about the sun. Now let's talk about the moon. The moon is moving from the new moon just again 2 days ago. So we're still in that new moon energy. So you can do any rituals or things like setting intentions and all. We're still in the energy of the new moon. So we're moving from the new moon to the full moon. That's the waxing period. And the new moon was on February 17th in the sign of Aquarius. And we're moving to the full moon, which will happen on March 3rd in the sign of Virgo. So when we had this new moon, we also had a solar eclipse. And it was also, like I said, the start of the Chinese New Year. So the solar eclipse is all about, it's like a triple new moon or full moon, depending on what sign. You have the solar eclipse during a new moon. You have 2 weeks later, you always have a lunar eclipse in the full moon. And Mark Nixon, hi Mark. He's saying he's already confused. Well, I'm sorry, but hopefully watching the show will help you get a little bit more clarity on things. So because we're this energy, it's all happening now. Things are starting to really get moving. So as I said, we had the solar eclipse 2 days ago, which is like a triple new moon. So triple new beginnings, but not only that, the whole new beginning of the year of the fire horse, which is in Chinese astrology, this is the beginning of their new year, and it's in the sign of the fire horse. So horses run, and they're very fast and very strong, very bold. And the fire element is very much, it's a lot of energy, having a lot of energy. So the fire horse energy represents independence, momentum, courage, rebellion against stagnation. So fire horse energy does not tolerate playing small. So get ready to put your big girl or big boy panties on, because we're coming into some energy now. And Dafa XD19 is saying hello. Hello, Dafa. Good to see you here. Thank you for watching. So fire horse energy does not like playing small. So get ready to move and create new beginnings. And I'm going to help you do that because I do have a meditation that I'll be doing a little bit later in the show. Now, the other big news with this week, why it's so important, is because tomorrow on February 20th, we have Saturn, the planet Neptune at 0 degrees Aries. And this will happen at 11:54 a.m. That's just when it starts. Around noon tomorrow, this energy comes together. And why it's so important, the last time that Saturn and Neptune were together at 0 degrees Aries, it's not even on the books. It was thousands of years ago. The last time they were conjunct, but it was at 11 degrees Aries, was in 1989 when the Berlin Wall fell. So this is a trigger point, really. It marks a peak of this, rare alignment that's happening. And it's a symbolic beginning of a whole new energetic cycle. So again, the last time it happened was thousands of years ago. The ephemeruses, the books that have all the astrology of transits and things like that, they didn't even exist. So I tried to find out from ChatGPT to even estimate, and it couldn't even tell me. So I got a couple more comments. So J, LIM, 1N is saying hi. So hello, and appreciate all your little hearts there. So good to see you. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit more about, what this Saturn and Neptune energy is all about, so you can use it to your advantage. So Saturn, the planet Saturn, has to do with structure and karma and discipline. And it's merging with Neptune. Neptune rules dreams, spirituality, and illusion. And they're coming together at the 0 degrees point of Aries, which is significant because 0 is the beginning, right? The beginning point. And Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, the whole 12 sign system. So this is actually a cosmic reset button. That's why I was saying it's the beginning of a whole new cycle. It's the end of an old karmic cycle where dreams must become embodied. Illusions get dissolved. We're seeing that with the, what's happening in the world in the news. The illusions that we've had of different people, like different gurus, will say, I won't say his name, but, these illusions we have of things and people, or even the elite, or even the billionaire class, whatever, these are getting dissolved. The truth is coming out. So spirituality must take action. And this is not a passive manifestation energy. This is build the dream or the dream will dissolve. So this is an important time to really tune into what is your dream and take action to create that dream. And the other thing I want to mention, which we'll talk about next week, but just so that you're prepared, and Mark Nixon, I know you like to know this because you always experience it. Mercury retrograde starts on February 26th and goes until March 20th. So Mercury retrograde, as I said many times before, and we'll get into it more next week because that's when it actually becomes retrograde. The thing is, with the Mercury retrograde, you feel that retrograde happening. There's a pre-shadow energy that happens about a week to 10 days before. So we're starting to feel that. I think on February 11th is when you may have started to see things break. Communications get messed up, confusion happen, this kind of thing. But we'll talk more about that next week. But I do want to let you know about it so that you can prepare, plan for it. So, cross all your T's, dot all your I's. And if you have contracts and things you're going to sign them before February 26th or plan to sign them after March 20th, because you never want to sign a contract or start anything new during a Mercury retrograde period. And we got some more comments. And Carolyn, great to see you, Carolyn. She says, finally, the end of the old cycle is coming down and making room for the fire horse to bring your dream home. Love that. So perfect. So perfect. Okay. So now for today, I do want to talk a little bit about numerology, because today, if you do the numerology, 2, 19, 20, 26, adds up to 22, which is a master number, and that reduces to 4. So this 22 4 energy is a master builder vibration. This is where the vision is made real, and it's a spiritual blueprint grounded into structure. So again, this idea of even Neptune, we have the energies of the Neptune Saturn happening, where spirituality is becoming structured, is becoming real. We also have this numerology today, which is actually, again, the 0 degrees conjunction of Saturn and Neptune is happening tomorrow. But we're getting close, and it's, it's a good time to plan and prepare for this. So we have dreams with Neptune. We have structure with Saturn, the planet Saturn. We have initiation, which is the Aries sign. We have the fire momentum of the horse, the fire horse. And then we have this master builder number with the 22 4. So with all of this energy that's happening, this is a great time to really ask this question. Take this off the screen. What am I ready to build that I've only been dreaming about? What am I ready to build that I've only been dreaming about? So check. Okay. Oops. And speaking of building something new, let's talk now about UFO UAP disclosure. So as we're watching this Saturn and Neptune energy play out in real time, in the disclosure movement, Neptune rules secrecy and illusion, as I said. Saturn rules accountability and government structures. So this is where they meet and is pushing, this is where truth is pushing towards form. So I wanted to share this week, lots been going on. There's always stuff happening, being revealed in the UAP community. But I wanted to share about Dr. Stephen Greer, who's been in it since like 1993. And a couple of things that I wanted to share about him is that I have to look at my notes. He's going to Mexico City on March 14th, and he's doing a 4-hour talk presentation called Contact and Disclosure with Dr. Stephen Greer. This is going to happen at the Camino Real Blanco Hotel. And there is no, a lot of times they'll videotape it and you do get a virtual ticket, but you can't in this, at least I haven't seen a virtual ticket. He's also doing a fundraiser after that and this kind of thing. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And I want to share, we've got, let's see, he has a video, not a video, a new documentary coming out. I don't know exactly when, but I found the trailer for it, so I wanted to play that for you. So let me get this ready here and play this trailer. It's all about contact. So here it is.
Through the vastness of space and time, touching the very edge. Through the vastness of space and time, touching the very edge of the universe, Dr. Greer. Through the vastness of space and time, touching the very edge of the universe, Dr.
Right.
Through the vastness of space and time, touching the very edge of the universe, Dr. Greer and his...
Well, bummer. Well, bummer. I can't play it for you. I think I had some other screens on my other whatever window, and I thought that would fix it, but it won't. So I might have to play that for you next week. But anyway, his movie is coming out. I'm not sure quite when. Another big movie that people are talking about, of course, is fiction. Is Stephen? I can't remember the guy who did Contact. Steven Spielberg. That's coming out in June. So a lot of things are happening with UAP disclosure. And, you know, this is one reason that I've actually started and kicked off this week just a couple of days ago because it was in sync with the new moon and new cycle that we're in, a new series called Galactic Good Vibes. And this is where I interview different experiencers of the ET phenomenon, where they have not necessarily gotten abducted, but they communicate with the ETs. And my first interview is with Dr. Melanie Barton. And I actually have a clip. Now we'll see if this clip will play, but let me record it for you or play it for you right now. And we'll see if this works. Finally meet the Council of Eight. Was it shortly after or did it take a while?
It took a while. In 2015, I'd had an experience while I was sleeping. I'd had two experiences. One was after my second husband died. I was asleep and I woke up to see two beings beside my bed. One was 7 feet tall and one was about 3 feet tall. One looked what I would call now either a Nordic or Arcturian, and the other was a gray. And I wasn't afraid, but I said to them, "Oh, hello." I said, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're working on you because, I had a chronic infection I couldn't get rid of. I'd had for like 14 months. So they were working on me." And the next morning when I woke up, I had 3 fingerprints on the inside of my thighs, and the bladder that they worked on was very sore, and I had a mark on my forehead.
Yes, so that's Dr. Melanie Barton. And again, that program is on Galactic Good Vibes, and I'm going to give you the link here where you can watch it on my YouTube channel. Just go to tinyurl.com/GGV Barton1, and that'll get you to that episode. Or just go to good-vibes.tv, my website, and it'll be listed there on the link tree. So if you are interested in getting involved in UAP disclosure, this means getting the government, pressuring the government to release the information that they have about bodies, about craft, about reverse engineering. Go to the newparadigminstitute.org and sign up. You can sign up for a newsletter that you get every week and get the latest on what's happening. And then you can also become a volunteer for the Citizens for Disclosure. I'm one of the co-leaders with Dr. Melanie Barton of Florida to do these campaigns where we're calling and emailing congressmen. So what's happening with that is Representative Eric Burleson, along with Danny Sheehan, who is a constitutional lawyer and the president of the New Paradigm Institute. They're working on legislation's a standalone bill, but we also have Representative Garcia, who has a bill about whistleblower protection, which does apply to UAP whistleblowers. So I just wanted to share that with you, and sign up because if you're in Florida, you'll be part of my volunteer base, and we have Zoom meetings every other Sunday right now. And it's really great to build a community of people that have been impacted by the ETs. And even if you're not an experiencer, I'm not an experiencer, it's great to learn this because I believe that the ETs are here to help us evolve. And, we have to do our part. So now awareness of these things is not enough. We need to take conscious action. So I like to talk about conscious activism. And, last week I told you about 3 different things, from knitting a red hat to the Buddhist monks, walking over 2,500 miles, to Bad Bunny doing his activism that he did in, promoting unity, and that, love overcomes hate. So this week, I want to talk about the No Kings March. And this is if you're into it, into going to protests. It's not for everyone, but we are in this bold fire horse energy. So why not? This is the third March, on March 28th. It's coming up in, just over a month. And this is the third No Kings protest. And the last time, I think it was 5 or 7 million people came out on the streets. And this one is expected to be even bigger. So what I want to do is actually go to their website. And so let me share the screen here. Let's make sure this is here. Okay, there we go. So here is the website. If you go to nokings.org, you can get all this information here. And basically they're saying in America, we have no kings. And, this is what started America, was rebellious, rebelling against a monarchy and creating the United States, America. So again, we're showing up on March 28th when our families are under attack and costs are pushing people to the brink. Silence is not an option. We will defend ourselves and our communities against this administration's unjust and cruel acts of violence. America does not belong to strong men, greedy billionaires, or those who rule through fear. It belongs to us, the people. And so you can actually find an event near you. These are all the events that are being hosted right now. And you can, click on this, go to the website, put your zip code here, and it'll tell you the closest protest to you. And if there isn't one, you can actually, they'll train you how to create one. So there's a whole lot on this website. And they even have a section on knowing your rights and how to protect yourself when, things to do to prepare for a protest, to know your rights, organizing a community response. You can even print those cards. I like to do my own hand drawing, or painted signs, just because it's fun. And, this is all about the No Kings protest. Now, again, you may not, this may not be your cup of tea, and that's cool, but I just want to share it with people in case I do, because, the right to peaceably assemble is our first amendment right as the people. This is what we have available to us to make a change. And I don't know if you feel like I do, but the injustices that I see out there, I can't just sit around and do nothing. I have to do something. So, this is one of the reasons that I like to participate and also use my platform to share with you options of what you can do to peacefully protest, to make a difference, to to not feel like a victim, because we're not victims unless we choose to be a victim, right? Um, so the other thing that you can do, as far as conscious activism is concerned, is to, meditate. And Pam Gregory, I've said this for almost every week, that she recommends that we get together at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, whatever that time that translates to your time zone, but just do it for 15 minutes. Just be silent. You don't necessarily have to do a guided meditation, but just send light and love to the planet and take those 15 minutes knowing that there are people, thousands of people all around the world doing the same thing. And it's these little groups, it takes, I think, 1% of the population to make a shift in the energy. So this is something you can do where you're, not necessarily putting yourself out in the streets, but you can still do it from home or any place that you feel safer. So with that in mind, let's talk more about meditation. It's so important to tune in, to take the time to get to know the inner self, to be silent. There's so much chaos, so much distraction, and we get caught up in it, if we're not taking that time to be silent. So I have started to do this part of the show where we do a meditation, and I hope you stick with me while I'm doing this. Let me get the music going. So I've got this cool bamboo flute. If you're driving, don't do this. You can watch the replay. And again, a good time to do it might be tomorrow when we have this conjunction between with Neptune and Saturn. So let's take a breath. It's up here. And close your eyes if you're able to. Take a slow breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Exhale slowly. Now feel your spine lengthen. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a vast horizon. Behind you is everything you've already lived. In front of you is pure potential. Now above you, Saturn and Neptune merge at 0 degrees Aries. This is a cosmic spark. See a flame ignite at your solar plexus, just above your belly button. This is fire horse energy. It is not chaotic. It is focused. Now whisper silently, I am ready to build what I believe in. I am ready to build what I believe in. Now imagine Saturn forming a golden structure around that flame, giving it stability. Neptune washes away doubt, illusion, and fear. Only truth remains. See yourself taking one bold step forward. Not reckless, not impulsive, aligned. Breathe in courage. Exhale hesitation. Feel yourself becoming the master builder of your own life. Now, when you're ready, gently return, carrying that spark with you. That fire is yours. Protect it, direct it, and build with it. Now, I know these are short meditations, but I'm doing it intentionally this way because I feel important to be able to work that muscle of switching from the, left brain to the right brain. And again, if this is something that you can't do right now live as you're watching, play the replay back and use that when you're in a space where you can do a proper meditation. So, with that in mind, now we are in alignment with spirit, and this is where I like to talk about the spread of the week. I've been using this 111 Oracle Spreads book, which you can find on my website, good-vibes.tv, on my Amazon store. Just go to the Amazon store button. And so each month we're going to do a card spread. So in January we did 1 card spreads, and now in February we are doing 2 card spreads. And the one that we're doing this week is called the Growth and Expansion Spread. So I'm just going to read from the book. We all have the potential for growth, but there are periods in life that feel stagnant. Despite the desire for action and forward movement, it is not clear how to begin. The spread provides insight into what could be causing this and why, along with how to proceed. So the first card represents what is causing you to feel stuck or stagnant. And then the second card is what action can help move things forward. And I am using, again, the same Psychic Tarot book. Switch my camera. Oops. My camera is not mirrored. It is mirrored, so let me fix that. There we go. Yeah, you can read it. The Psychic Tarot deck, Pocket Oracle deck. It is a tarot deck, but you can use these spreads with any Oracle deck that you like to use. Then there are many different kinds. I do have them, again, listed on my Amazon store. So let's pick 2 cards again. One representing what is causing you to feel stuck or stagnant. So that card, I'm going to pull both cards now. And the second card is what action can help move things forward. And we're asking Spirit for this guidance. All right, so the first card that I'm getting is the heart chakra. The heart chakra. So what is causing you to feel stuck or stagnant? The heart chakra. So I'll have to think about what that means for you specifically. I'm going to read you a little bit of what the heart chakra is all about in this little book. Each oracle deck does have a booklet that explains each of the cards. It's best to use your own intuition and see what comes to you from that. But if you are just starting out or want more explanation, it's always great to just read what's in the book and see what resonates. So the heart chakra, the color is green, the element is air, the gland is the thymus gland, and the keywords are I love. Parallel to the heart, this chakra represents unconditional love, compassion, harmony, relationships, and healing. It's believed to be the link between your mind, body, and soul. Balancing this area may take a while, but you should allow all the time that you need so the healing energy can get through and flow freely. By loving yourself and others, as well as learning forgiveness, you'll become more attuned with spirit. So, relating that to this first question of what is causing you to feel stuck or stagnant, perhaps you're not loving yourself enough to determine, to follow your heart, right? What, not allowing yourself, either forgiving yourself or others, that could be something, or just not believing that you'll be okay if you follow your heart. Um, Following your heart, I always believe that, do what you love and the money will follow as far as when it comes to career. But I believe by leading with our heart and following love, that's where we find the most alignment, because spirit is love, and that's the ultimate. So the second card here that I'm getting is this rest and rejuvenate. Rest and rejuvenate, which is kind of what we're doing with this meditation. So, what action can help move things forward to rest and rejuvenate? Now, let me find the card. This is number 4. And this would be the 4 of Swords in the Tarot deck. I'm trying to get that too. So you can see it. Oh, come on. Okay. Rest and rejuvenate. So let me read you this card. 4 of Swords. This card implies that a period of rest, meditation, rejuvenation, and recuperation is in order. It usually comes forward when you're encountering or coming out of a particularly emotional or mental taxing experience. The number 4 in numerology means foundation. So this is a time to heal, to be with your soul, and to continue moving steadily forward. Allow space just for your reflection is both needed and long overdue. Reposing and taking moments for yourself will give you the opportunity to look at a problem or situation instead of being in it. It's a chance to stand back, view your life with clarity and renewed appreciation, and see where changes can be made to create a healthier and stronger foundation, enabling you to take your next step. So that makes sense to me with this particular card deck. Again, what's causing you to feel stuck or stagnant, something to do with your heart. And the action that you can help move things forward is meditation, is, reflection, is spending time alone so that you can tune in to your heart and tune in to your higher self and spirit to get those answers, because those answers they don't come from outside of us. They come from within. It's always within. And we might get confirmation from other people or other things. But if you're relying on other people, even on me in this situation, you're giving away your power. So you want to take your power back and go within to find those answers for yourself, because we're all individual. But we are also all connected. All right, my friends, we are getting down to the end here. And finally, I want to talk about a tip of the week to raise your vibration. So last week's tip was to align with the cosmic energies. And I had a couple of reflection exercises. One was asking, what am I ready to release? Because it was the waning moon and a time to let go. And then there was the intention exercise, where you envision what you want to create during the next lunar cycle. And then there was the activation exercise, where you step into the fire horse energy by taking one bold action that aligns with your highest vision. So this week, the tip of the week is take one dream that you've been talking about and give it structure. And what does that mean? That means setting a launch date, scheduling a meeting or the meeting, outline the book that you want to write, plan the vacation you want to take, plan, figure out the retirement that you want to do, that you want to step into, from moving, say, transitioning from work to retirement. The same with, if you're looking for a job, you're going from unemployment to employment, looking for a job and looking in the paper for that. Or if you're wanting to go from self-employment or employment to self-employment and having your own business, learning, meeting with the score people and learning how that's done. So reaching out to a collaborator. So these are all ways that, you can take the dream that you've been talking about and give it structure. And you want to do this now, especially starting tomorrow, because we've got all this great energy that's working with us, this cosmic energy. So the dream plus a deadline equals manifestation. And that's something that I think is definitely true in life. You could just dream something, but for me, I know especially if I don't have a deadline, it doesn't get done. You need to schedule it to create manifestation. So this concludes the show. I want to, do a little recap here. So the cosmic reset that we're having, this reset button that's happening at 0 degrees Aries, is tomorrow, close to noon. We've got this fire horse momentum. We're in a new moon. So work with these energies. They're here for us to work with. Again, watch the Galactic Good Vibes episode because that launched this week, and build what you believe. So I want to invite you to subscribe to Good Vibes TV, share this episode, and comment on your takeaway from this episode so I know what's working, what's not working, and just getting feedback from you is always wonderful. And the last thing I want to share is this affirmation that I am the architect of my highest timeline. I move forward with courage, clarity, and conscious fire. So that's it for today, everyone. Thanks for watching, and peace out.